Emergency exits are located at the entrance to the theater, as well as additional exits marked by illuminated signs. Please take a moment to locate them. Thank you for your consideration, and please enjoy the show.
An insignificant background of reality, imagination designs and embroiders rare patterns.
A medley of memories,
experiences, absurdity, and improvisations.
The author has tried to imitate the disconnected but seemingly logical form of the dream.
Anything may happen. Everything is possible.
Everything is probable.
Time and space do not exist. Character split.
double,
Multiply.
Vanish.
Blur. Clarify. But a single consciousness reigns over them all. That's of the dreamer.
and before her there are no secrets, no incongruities,
No scruples.
no laws.
She neither judges nor acquits,
But merely tells a story.
and as the dream is mostly painful, rarely pleasant, a note of melancholy and of pity with all living things runs right through our wobbly tale.
But when the pain is at its worst,
The awakening comes.
And reconciles the dreamer with reality.
For however distressing real life may be,
It nevertheless seems happy in comparison with the torments of the dream.
the background represents cloud banks,
Resembling slate cliffs,
with ruins of castles and fortresses. The constellations of Leo, Virgo,
and Libra
are visible, and in their midst the planet Jupiter shines with a strong light. On a cloud
the daughter of the god Indra.
is revealed in shadow. She is lost. She is curious.
She is sought.
Daughter of Indra, where are you? Where are you, daughter? Where?
Here, Father, I am here.
You lost your way, my child.
Beware, you are sinking. How got you there?
A cloud was my chariot, a beam of lightning my guide. But my cloud it sinks, and downward sinks the light. Tell me where I am. The air is thick and it's hard to breathe.
Behind you lies the second world. The third is where you rest. From the morning star you have withdrawn yourself.
And enter soon the vapory circle of the earth.
Earth?
It is the heaviest and densest sphere of all that travel through the universe.
But is it never brightened by the sun?
Of course, the sun does vision now and then.
Earth? Oh, beautiful!
What do you see, my child?
Forests green, waters blue, white peaks, and yellow fields.
Yes, beautiful as any ever made.
And at the dawn of time, more beautiful still. But then,
Some strange mishap.
the orbit was disturbed. Resistance and revolt.
Told by Quan.
That was suppressed. most hard to please.
Their mother tongue is complaint.
Oh, say not so. Thousands upon thousands of voices sing praise and thanks unto heavens. Too harshly you judge them, Father.
Descend and see.
Listen and return. Tell me then
If their complaints and wailings have some cause.
Well then, I go. Father, come with me.
No.
there below I cannot breathe.
Take courage.
Your cloud it sinks.
This is not air I breathe, but heavy smoke and steam. It drags me down, in truth it rolls. The best of worlds is not the third.
The best I cannot call it,
Nor the worst. Its name is dust.
And like the rest,
It whirls,
and spins,
and therefore dizzy sometimes grows its people.
who seem to live half foolish and half mad. Take courage, my child. It is but a trial, that is all.
I sing! I sing! I sing!
The tower is growing higher and higher. Look how much it's grown since last year.
Well, that is because they fertilized it with manure.
Why hasn't the tower bloomed yet? We're already halfway through summer.
Don't you see that flower up there?
Oh, yes, I see. Why do flowers grow out of dirt?
Because they are not happy in the dirt. So they shoot up into the light as fast as they can to blossom and die.
Who lives in the tower?
I used to know, but I forgot.
I believe there is a prisoner kept in there and is waiting for me to set him free. Let's go in.
The stage now shows a bare, humble room. There is a table and a chair where there sits an officer. He is dressed in a very unusual yet modern uniform.
He is tilting his chair backward and beating the table with his sword.
No! 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 Don't! You mustn't.
Please let me keep my sword.
No, you'll break the table to bits. You go down to the stable and fix that window pane. We'll see you later. You're a prisoner in your room, and I've come to free you.
I've been waiting for you, but I wasn't sure it would happen.
Do you want your freedom or not?
I don't know. Either way, I'll be unhappy. Staying here is awful, but how much will it cost me to be free? I'd rather stay here, as tedious as it is, if I can only see you.
What do you see in me?
The movement of the stars, the chords of a melody, the vibrations of light. You are a child of heaven.
So are you.
Then why do I have to shovel manure?
So that you long to get away from here.
It's so hard to find the way out.
But it's your duty to seek freedom in the light.
Duty? What about life's duty to me?
Light shift! Voices are heard. The space reveals a simple home where the mother, looking very ill, is sewing labels into linen shirts for her children.
The father is holding out a silk shawl to the mother. He is upset.
But don't you want it?
What do I need a silk shawl for when I'm going to die soon?
You know, the doctors, they don't always know.
But I believe what I know here.
Then it's true. And still you only think of the children.
They are my happiness and my sorrow. Who else is there to think of now?
Christine, forgive me.
What is there to forgive? We've been hurting each other for years. We didn't know another way, and now? Well, anyway, these shirts are for the children. Be sure Lena helps them with their baths. Are you going out?
I have to be at the school by 11.
Tell Alfred to come in.
He's standing right here, my dearest.
My eyes are getting weak. It is so dark. Alfred?
Yes, Mother?
It is the daughter of the gods. She has come down to earth to understand what it is to be human. Alfred. I am dying, and there's something I want you to remember. Listen to me. Try not to go around feeling that life has wronged you.
But it has.
You are still bitter about that time you were punished for taking $1 that was later found.
But it shaped my whole life.
Perhaps. Go look into that cabinet.
You know?
Huckleberry Finn.
Don't say any more!
Your brother was punished for pulling out the pages when you were the one who tore it up and hid it in that cabinet.
Funny how that cabinet is still here. We moved so many times, and my mother died 10 years ago.
Learn to love the questions, Alfred, or you'll spoil your life looking for answers. Here is Lena.
Thank you, ma'am, for the invitation to the wedding, but I haven't anything to wear.
You can wear my silk shawl. I'm not going to any more parties.
But Father gave that to you.
Don't be small-minded, Alfred. Generosity.
Are you giving my present to the help?
Not to help. Don't you remember that I was being once too?
Why are you trying to hurt my feelings?
What a world, no matter what you do, someone always finds it hurtful. It's intolerable.
How sad. Human beings are so pitiful.
You think so?
Yes, life is complicated, but love conquers all. We shall see. How's your quilt coming?
26 years and still more to do.
Everyone seems so dissatisfied.
Oh, I have no complaints. Especially now that I've got my green fishing net.
Does that make you happy?
I'm incredibly happy. Ever since I was little, I wanted a net just like this.
That's a long time to wait for a net.
A green net, mind you. Green.
May I have the shawl now? I want to sit here and watch, but stay with me and tell me everything.
Well, it's closing night at the opera season. And there's a chance some of the contracts won't be renewed.
What happens to the ones who lose their jobs?
I pull the shawl over my head so I don't have to see them.
Poor creatures.
But look, here's how a happy person looks.
Victoria!
She'll be right down.
Good. The taxi is waiting. The reservation is made. The champagne is on ice. Permit me to embrace you ladies. Ho, 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 ho.
Hello. Don't you know me?
I know only one woman, Victoria. 7 years I have come here to wait for her. You can see how I've worn a path on the sidewalk. Victoria! Well, she's probably getting dressed. Hey, you've got your net, I see. What's a thing like that going?
It was rather expensive.
Victoria! Couldn't I run up and get her?
Nobody's allowed backstage.
7 years I have been coming here. 7 times 365 makes 2,555. And I have been looking 2,555 times at that door without ever knowing where it goes. Does anybody live there?
I don't know. I've never seen it open.
It reminds me of a pantry door I saw when I was 4 years old. It was in the kitchen of a house I was visiting. Victoria! Could she have gone out another way?
There is no other way out.
Then I will wait. I remember. There were roses just like these in the country. I was 7. A bee was sitting on the rose, and I thought, now I have you. So I grabbed the rose in my hand, and the bee stung me through the petal, and I cried. But then my mother put ice on the sting, and we had strawberries and cream for dinner. Where are you going?
Home for supper.
Evening already? I'm feeling horribly cold. I should call the glazier and tell her to put in double windows in the tower.
It's growing dark early today.
To the gods, a year is like a minute.
And to us, a minute may seem as long as a year.
She has not come yet?
No.
But she will. She will. Do you think I should cancel our reservation? Maybe I should. It's getting late. Yes, come to think of it, I had better call and cancel.
Can I have my shawl back now?
Be free a while. I'll sit here and attend to your duties. I want to study life. I want to see if it really is as bad as human beings say.
You won't get any sleep,
That doesn't sound good.
but at least you have a job.
I don't envy you.
It's not the staying awake that's the problem. It's the talk. They come and tell me everything. All their cares and concerns, all the gossip and scandals, and all their unhappinesses. In that shawl are buried 30 years of other people's agony.
event turned out all right, but not as good as I expected.
Expectation is the mother of disappointment.
She hasn't come yet.
Do you know what is behind this door?
I'm afraid I've never seen it open.
I'm going to call a locksmith.
What was the matter with the fishing net?
Oh, well, I guess there was nothing really the matter with it. It just didn't turn out as I thought it would.
What were you expecting?
It's hard to explain.
I think I could tell you. It was different in your imagination. It was green, but not that kind of green.
That's it. Yes. That must be why everyone comes to you with their troubles. Would you mind listening to me for a bit?
Come, pour your heart out.
Did Miss Victoria leave?
Not yet.
Then I shall wait. Don't go. A locksmith is coming to open the door. You'll get to see what's behind it.
Oh, how terribly interesting.
Did Miss Victoria leave?
No, she never leaves.
That is because she loves you. Don't go. I'll call a locksmith to open the door.
Really? Won't that be fun?
Did Miss Victoria leave yet?
Not that I know of.
I told you she was waiting for me. Don't go. The door is going to be open.
What door?
Is there more than one door?
I'm just going to have a word with the doorkeeper.
Me too.
I as well.
Are you the locksmith?
No, the locksmith had company. A glazier could do the job just as well.
Did you bring your diamond?
Naturally, what's a glazier without a diamond?
Nothing at all. Let's get to work.
How fun!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Locksmith or glazier, do your duty.
That reminds me of my
My friends, pay close attention. Consider carefully.
In the name of the law, do not open that door!
That reminds me
This is ridiculous. Anytime someone tries to do something great, there's always someone who gets in the way. I'm going to file a lawsuit.
I can take that shawl and burn it if you'd like.
No, thank you, not yet. I want to hold all they possibly can. Could I hear all you've learned about crime and slander and abuse?
I'm afraid your shawl couldn't possibly hold everything I've experienced. Look at this office. The walls themselves could speak of every conceivable sin and degradation. My papers reek with depraved misconduct. My clothes stink with offenses. Even my apartment next door has an odor of disobedience. Happy people don't come here. Sometimes I have the place fumigated, but it doesn't help. I even dream of crimes. Today, I have to argue a murder case. But do you know what is the worst? Divorce cases. After all the blamings and accusings and allegations and grumblings, sometimes someone might ask, what's really the problem between you two? And do you know what they say? Nothing! They don't know!
How painful. I feel so sorry for them.
Hello, how can I help you?
Do you know if Miss Victoria has left?
No, she is not. You can be sure of it. What do you want with my filing cabinets?
I thought it looked just like the door.
Not at all. Not at all.
Are those funeral bells?
No. It is graduation day. I'm going to be given a PhD in law. Come along, you could get a diploma.
Why not? It's something to do.
It's serious business. You better go change your clothes.
Look, I washed the shawl. Where's your diploma?
I wasn't good enough.
But after all you've done for the poor, for the ones without a voice, you've done nothing but working for the sake of others. They should be ashamed.
I'm just doing my job. It's not their fault.
What a world. So much disappointment. There must be something in life that brings joy.
Love, I suppose.
May I try it?
With me? They say it's bittersweet.
But you know all the stumbling blocks. You'll know how to avoid them.
I'm poor.
What does it matter if we really try to love each other?
What if we don't like the same things?
Then we'll compromise.
What if we grow tired of each other?
Then we'll have a baby and see life new every day.
You will take me, poor and ugly, without a formal education, without friends?
It is what it is. Let us unite our destinies.
It is what it is. Can't we rent a larger place?
We don't have the money for it.
May I open the window? This air is suffocating.
Then the heat escapes and we'll be cold.
This is worse than I imagined.
It isn't so bad. At least we've got food to eat.
All we have is cabbage.
Cabbage is cheap, and it's good for you.
If you like cabbage, to me it's disgusting.
Why didn't you say so?
Because I loved you and I want to spare your feelings.
Sacrifices should be mutual.
But what choice do we have? You don't like fish and meat is expensive.
Now you see how hard it is.
Dearest, this air is making me ill, and this room with no view. Your clients are constantly at the door. The baby keeps me up all night. I am dying.
My poor little flower that has no light and no air.
And you say there are people who are worse off?
We are envied.
I could take it if there was only a little beauty in our home.
Sunflowers, perhaps?
Yes!
But for what they cost, we could have 2 gallons of milk and 10 pounds of potatoes. You know, there is a kind of beauty that costs nothing.
What's that?
You promise not to get angry, no sharp words.
We have agreed never to get angry. Tell me.
Well, when I come into a home, I first look at the curtains. If they hang like rags, I don't stay long. Next, I check the chairs. If they are neatly arranged, I stay. Finally, I look at the candles. If they are crooked, then I can assume the whole house is a mess. This is the kind of beauty, my dear, that costs nothing.
What's your tone, my love?
I had no tone.
You did it.
Good grief.
Don't lose your patience with me.
I'm sorry, but I've suffered as much from your lack of order as you have suffered from the missing sunflowers. I didn't dare say anything because I didn't want you to think I was criticizing. Ugh! Maybe this was all a mistake.
Being married is much more difficult than I expected. I don't want to hate you.
Look, I promise I won't mention the housekeeping, even though it drives me crazy.
And I will eat cabbage, even though it makes me sick.
Fair enough. A life of common suffering, then. One person's pleasure is another person's pain.
We are pitiful.
Yes, we are.
But now that we know, we can avoid the rocks.
We can try. Forgive and forget.
We will meet halfway.
Bury the hatchet.
Smile at trifles.
Let bygones be bygones.
Wipe the slate clean.
Kiss and make up. Has my newspaper come?
Which paper is that?
Do I get more than one?
Smile now, and don't speak sharply. But I've used your paper to start a fire.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
It's nothing but rubbish anyway. How can you even bear to read it?
I smile until my cheeks burn. I'll hide my feelings it. I have clients to see.
Poor, wretched people. And this pasting.
Oh, I paste!
Stop twisting the knob. It's twisting my heart.
I twist.
Don't!
I twist.
Allow me.
See what you could do with a degree and a diploma.
Yes! Every door is open to me.
But what are you going to live on? What about food, shelter?
Oh, that will come once you find somebody to love you.
That's what you think. Paste, Christine. Paste until they cannot breathe.
I paste until they cannot breathe.
Will you come with me now?
Where?
Fairhaven, where it is always summer and sunshine.
I want to go.
Back to my first tell. She has been dropping hairpins on the floor again. Look at this one. You see 2 prongs, but there's only 1 pen. If I bend it open, it is a single piece. If I bend it back, there are 2, but they remain 1 for all that. But if I break it like this, then they become 2.
But see, you had to split them before they could break.
And if they are parallel, then they will never meet.
The hairpin is the most perfect of all things. A straight line equaling 2 parallel ones.
A lock that shuts when it is opened. Like this door. When I close it, then I open the way out for you.
Well,
Why, look who's here. Is this where you landed?
Yes, here I am.
Is this Fairhaven?
No, that's on the other side. This is Foulport.
Then we have lost our way.
Aren't you surprised to find me in a mask?
I'm over 50 now. Nothing surprises me. Are you going to a party?
Would you like to join me?
As long as it's better than this place. Who lives here anyway?
The sick mostly, the healthy are in Fairhaven.
Oh, nothing but poor people here, huh?
Quite the opposite, really. Over there is a man who's overindulged on oysters and wine. And over there is a lady stiff with too many Botox injections. And over there...
Nothing's ever as expected.
Moreover, everybody living on this side has some sort of vice to hide.
forget what I know.
I wish I had that problem, but that's why I go to the theater or masquerade balls, to forget my troubles.
Who's that coming here?
Oh, the poet. He's going to have his mud bath.
I didn't think poets bathed in the mud. Shouldn't he bathe in light and air?
No. He spends so much time up in the higher regions that he gets homesick for the mud. Wallowing in the muck thickens his skin.
This is a queer world, full of contradictions.
Man was created out of clay on a potter's wheel or a lathe or any damned old thing. Out of clay does the sculptor create his masterpieces. Which are mostly rubbish. Out of clay, those utensils are made, which are so indispensable in the kitchen. We call them pots and plates. But what does it matter to me what they are called anyhow? Such is clay. But when clay becomes fluid, it is called mud. C'est mon affaire. Oh, Lena. Lena, show yourself to this lady. She knew you 10 years ago, when you were a young, happy, and pretty girl. But look at her now. 5 children. Hunger. Ill treatment.
Tell me your troubles. Oh, I don't dare, or I'll be beaten.
Who could be so cruel?
That is just what will happen. I will tell you. Though all my teeth be knocked out of my head, I will tell you that justice does not always prevail.
Can we talk about something else? Look, here comes perfect happiness.
Behold, bliss without limits, young love.
Hail, beautiful haven, where my first sweet dreams were dreamt. Give greeting to her, my love, my bride, my light, and my life.
Light shines around them, music fills the air. Oh, Cupid!
It is his Victoria, and I have mine. Signal, pilot, pull him in.
Can you show us some pity? What have we done?
You don't have to do anything to be contaminated by life's little troubles. How can you treat them like this? Don't you know there is nothing worse than interfering in the path of true love? Everything beautiful is dragged down into the mud.
Is happiness really so short?
How long must we stay here?
40 days and 40 nights.
I'd rather drown myself.
Love conquers all, even sulfur fumes and bleach. The furnaces are ready. Won't you step in
But my dress will fade.
and become white?
And the roses in your cheeks will lose their bloom.
Will that please you?
I was jealous of your happiness. But it doesn't matter. I have a degree and a diploma. And in the fall, I will be teaching schoolboys the same lessons that I learned when I was a boy. What is 2 times 2? How many times can 4 be divided by 2? I will teach the same lessons until I retire and collect my Social Security and am burned to ashes. It's probably the worst fate of all, to return to school after already getting a diploma, asking the same questions over and over until you die. And Victoria, who I loved more than anything, has found her own happiness.
Would it make you
Could your shins make me happy? And am I happy? Am I happy? Is it possible that your happiness can make me happy? I think, how can I be happy? Victoria, can I be happy? Victoria should be happy. Victoria, is it possible that your happiness can make me happy? Could your shins make me happy? And am I happy? Is it possible that your happiness can make me happy? I think, how can I be happy? Victoria.
Well, my boy, can you tell me what 2 times 2 is? Stand up when I ask you a question.
2 times 2 is 22.
You haven't studied your lesson.
You haven't studied your lesson.
Yes, I have, but I can't remember.
It's so sad that a big boy like you has no ambition.
I am bigger than all these boys. I've graduated and have my degree. Why am I sitting here?
You have to sit here and grow up. Isn't that right?
Grow up.
2 times 2 is 2. Listen, I will prove it with logic. 1 times 1 is 1, so 2 times 2 is 2.
Your answer is wrong.
Logic can't be wrong. How long am I to sit here?
Do you believe that time and space exist? If time exists, what is time?
What is time, tick-tock? What is time, tick-tock?
I know this, but I can't say it. Do you know what time is?
Of course I do.
Tell us.
While we are talking, time flies. Therefore, time is something that flies while we talk.
Now you are talking, teacher, and while you are talking, I fly. Therefore, I am time.
That is logic.
Then the laws of logic are stupid. A person cannot be time.
If logic is stupid, then all the world is stupid. And why would I waste my time standing here teaching you nonsense? If you buy me a drink, we could go for a swim.
Hooray!
I am an officer. I don't have to sit here and be schooled like a child!
Grow up.
Routine is starting.
Save me! Save me from his eyes!
Come and help us dance. We have to dance before the play breaks out. Welcome to Fairhaven.
Ah, Fairhaven.
At last, here is peace and happiness and rest, music and dancing. But why is Edith sitting there all by herself? Why doesn't she go into the party?
She's been sitting there for 3 hours without anyone asking her to dance.
That's a cruel form of amusement.
Why don't you go in like I told you? I can't throw myself at them. I'm unattractive and I know it. Do I have to be reminded of it?
I hope we find some happy people here.
Look! Here's a pair of newlyweds. I'm so happy I could die.
Why die?
Well, we'll never be as happy as we are in this moment. Happiness can't last forever. It's all downhill from here.
Then let us die together this moment. We can throw ourselves off the pier.
Let's go!
How twisted. People are quite sad.
This is hell. 120 degrees in the shade. But it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Let's go for a swim. This is a private beach. We can't swim here. Couldn't we pick some fruit off that tree? You want to be arrested? Read the sign. No trespassing. I can't work in this heat. I quit and live on
so bad?
What have we done? We were born poor and our parents didn't know any better.
Is it true that the poor cannot swim in the sea?
Not unless they want to be fined.
Can't they go outside the city, out into the country and swim there?
The land's all fenced in.
I mean, out in the free, open country.
There is no such thing. It all belongs to somebody.
Even the sea? The great, vast sea?
Especially the sea. You can't sail anywhere without the proper papers once you land. Unless you want to be quarantined. Or deported.
Isn't there anything that can be done to improve things?
I suppose. But all the improvers usually end up in jail. Or the madhouse.
Perhaps, for secret reasons, it must be the way it is.
Those who are well off always think that.
And if we didn't clean your houses, or pick your vegetables, or wash your laundry, or collect your trash, or cook your lunches, or do your oil, or drive your taxis, there'd be no places to visit, no places to eat, no casinos to stay in, no public transportation, no public sanitation, no all-day childcare, no all-night gas station. All we want in return is a fair wage and decent housing, a vacation outfit, a good education for our kids, and a little respect. Isn't that what anybody wants?
Can you help them? Maybe conditions can't be the same for everyone. But why do they have to be so vastly different?
This is not paradise.
No, closer to hell, that's what this is.
Look! Here comes the owner of the island. He owns all these bays and shores and forts, and all the fish and fowl and fish. Everyone who lives here is his tenant.
And yet he'll find something to complain about, I'm sure.
With good cause.
He is blind.
How enviable to be blind.
He's gone to the harbor to watch the ship set sail. His son is on board the ship called Justice.
I cannot see, but I can hear. My son, my only child, is going across the sea to foreign lands, and I can only follow him in my thoughts. Now I hear the chains of the anchor and the snapping of the sails and the weeping of the young girls left behind and the waves lapping along the pier. I once asked a child whose father was at sea why the ocean was salty. And he replied, because the sailors shed so many tears into
Back to your duties.
What does that mean?
Back to everything you don't want to do, but must do.
Are there no pleasant duties?
When you are done, it will be pleasant.
How strange.
Come along, or I'll have to sue you.
Go back to the suffocating air, and the iron stove, and the cabbage, and the dirty curtains.
That's right, today is laundry day.
Yay! Must I do it all over again?
That's life.
It isn't easy to be human.
Hear, hear.
I can't repeat it all. The humiliation, the poverty, the confusion. I am longing for the heavens, and the door needs to be opened. I need to remember myself. Poet, where are you? Come with me. Can you see how this cave is formed like a shell? Did you know that your ear is also shaped like a shell? You know it, but you hadn't thought about it. Can you remember how, as a child, you would pick up a shell and listen to the whispers of the ocean and the humming of the thoughts in your mind? And the snapping of 1,000 little worn-out threads of your muscles. All that could be heard in this small shell. Imagine what might be heard in this larger one.
I hear nothing but the wind.
Then I shall interpret it for you. From the clouds, Indra's lightning bolts chased us to the sandy earth, exhaust from the streets, smog from the cities, fume from the factories, foul breath of humans we endured. And to the open sea we raised, shaking our wings and washing our feet. We are the winds, born in dust. In dust they travel, to dust they return. These humans, trudging on feet, covered in dust, they're neither good nor bad, but judged as they live, one day at a time. Is it their fault they stumble with so much dust on their feet?
I have heard this once before.
They're still singing. You've heard our song, bristling through autumnal leaves, snapping at keyholes, sneaking through cracks in the door, in the crooning and moaning, rigging of the ships, heaving and falling onto the sea, from the first first cry of the newborn infant, we have grieved and rejoiced in each breath. In each breast, hear our winds.
This is a familiar lament.
Hush. Now the waves are singing. We are the waves. We rock the winds to rest in green crates, leaping like flames, wet and salty, burning, extinguishing, cleansing, replenishing, bathing, quenching. False and faithless waves. Everything on earth that is burned is drowned by the waves. See what the sea has taken, only to throw back again. Only the names and the figureheads of the ships remain. Here is friendship, peace, and hope. Is this all that remains of hope?
Alas, here is the name of the ship Justice. It is the one which left Fairhaven with the blind man's son on board. It is lost then.
The blind man? Fairhaven? I must have been dreaming of them. And Plain Edith, Foulport and the quarantine, sulfur and bleach, the diploma ceremony and the lawyer's office, the stage door and Victoria, the growing tower and the officer. All this I've been dreaming.
These were all in my poems.
Then you know what poetry is.
I know what dreaming is. But what is poetry?
Poetry is not reality, but more than reality. It is waking reveries, daydreams.
I have been told I'm nothing but a daydreamer.
Think how fortunate that is. Otherwise, the world would fall to pieces. Nothing would ever get done if people took you too seriously. They would all be stretched on their backs and gazing up into the sky. Who would be left to do the work?
It is easy for you to say, Indra's daughter, you live in the heavens.
You're right. I've stayed here too long, bathing in the mud. My thoughts no longer soar. There's clay on their wings and muck on their feet. I can feel myself sinking. I sink. I sink. I sink. Help me, Father! Help me, Father! Help! The thread is broken. He can no longer hear my thoughts. These waters cannot wash away this muck. I will have to burn this mortal shape in flames.
You will be returning soon.
Why do you ask?
Because I have a prayer. A petition.
What kind of petition?
It is to the ruler of the universe, on behalf of humanity, crafted by a dreamer.
Where is it?
In my mind. Or here.
I shall speak it then. Why must we be born in anguish, crying out in pain? Why can't we meet the world smiling? The spirit craves a better garment than blood and filth. Our journey begins on thorns and thistle. When an open road is found, access to it is denied. If you want to pick a flower, you're told it belongs to someone else. Every moment of enjoyment brings another someone's sorrow. And your sorrow brings more sorrow. And your tears bring my tears. You who look upon us without compassion and do nothing, you blame the heavens.
I am only a child of the dust. Could I really craft the bright and simple words needed to ascend to heaven? Can you, child of the gods, interpret these grievances into some language that immortals will understand?
I will.
What are you seeing?
I see an open space covered with snow. The winter sun is shining from behind a hill, and the tower is casting its long shadow across the fields. A cloud is sweeping across the sun. Everything is gone. The mist of the cloud has extinguished the sun's fire. The light of the sun created the shadow of the tower, but the shadow picture of the cloud swallows it.
Call for the Lord Chancellor and the deans of the colleges. The door is to be opened at once. Call for the glacier. We'll need her diamond.
Victoria! She'll be down in a minute.
Good! The taxi is waiting, the reservation is set, the champagne is on ice. Permit me to embrace you, madam. Victoria!
It seems to me that all this has happened before.
Déjà vu?
Maybe I dreamt it.
Or put it in a poem.
Or put it in a poem.
Then you know what poetry is.
Then I know what dreaming is.
It seems to me we've said all this to each other before, somewhere else.
Perhaps you're figuring out what reality is.
Or dreaming.
Or poetry.
We gather today to examine the implications of opening this door. What think you?
I do not think, I believe, I
opinion does your excellency hold?
Opinion? I have no opinion whatsoever. I avoid opinions entirely. That is how I keep my position.
Instructors of the young take shame. Poor youth to have such a faculty as this for your instructors.
Objection, I object. She pities the student who is therefore to accuse us. She must be prosecuted.
Yes, I do accuse you. You fostered discord and sowed doubt in the minds of the young.
Listen to her, inciting the young to question our authority.
Revolutionary insurgent renegade!
Leave in peace with your filthy winnings, or else.
My filthy winnings or else? Or else what?
Or else you will be stoned.
Yes, or hanged! Yes, or burned! Or beheaded!
Yes, or crucified! I am going. Poet, come with me. What did he mean by my filthy winnings?
He was just shooting his mouth off.
But it stung. It hurt me more than anything.
That's probably why he said it. People are like that.
Aha!
Hooray! The door is open! At last! What's behind it?
There's nothing. Of course, she cannot see anything. What is behind the door?
This is a case of deception. I appeal to all the right-minded.
Who are the right-minded? Who can tell? Today it is me and mine, tomorrow it is you and yours.
Just what do you mean by having this door open?
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
There's nothing there!
You say so, but you haven't understood. They are to be paid.
Are you serious?
Of course. Come forward to the sign.
Have you forgotten your duties?
No. Oh, dear heavens. I am earthbound. This pain in my heart. What is it?
It is remorse, guilt, sorrow, regret, reproach.
Make it stop. I'm split in two.
Such is life.
This pain.
You cannot trust your conscience. In one instant it says you have done right, and in the next it calls you a traitor.
I must go. I must go. flames, I will return to the heavens. It is what you call to die. Are you afraid of it? Death?
The unknown is fearful.
It is not easy to be human.
Can you see that?
Did you know that the conflict of opposites produces energy? Like when fire and water together create the force of steam?
A conflict? Is it then?
And love is a conflict of what is most sweet and most bitter.
What about peace? Rest?
Candles are lit.
You are so calm. Suffering does not exist for you.
I suffered all your sufferings. And with my sharpest senses, I have felt them 100 times more powerfully.
But you can't speak your suffering?
Could you? Can your words at any point come close to your thoughts?
No. You are right. In my mind, I am an idiot. And when I receive praise, it is like noise.
And yet you ask me to try. Look in my eyes.
I cannot bear it.
How could you bear my words then if I were to speak them in my own tongue?
But could you at least tell me what caused you the most suffering down here?
Just being alive. To sense my vision weakened by these eyes, and my hearing dulled by these ears, and my thoughts, my bright and carefree thoughts, trapped in the labyrinth of this brain. Have you seen the sneaking coils and secret paths of the brain?
That is the trouble, isn't it? Being trapped in our thoughts. But how can we be otherwise?
Now I must shake the dust from my feet.
Perhaps I shall burn my shawl at the same time.
And I, my roses, they're only thorns now.
Put my posters in the fire. but not my net. Never my net.
The diamond that opened the door. Goodbye.
The records of my greatest lawsuit.
My disguise.
My hand. For an eye.
I have read that when life is at its end, everyone and everything flashes before one's eyes. Is this the end?
It is my end.
But don't you have any last words?
Do you still believe that words can express our thoughts?
I paste, I paste. I paste, I paste. I paste until there's no more paste.
And if the sky cracked open, you try to paste it together. Away.
Are there any double windows in the tower?
Not a one.
Well, then I will go.
It is time. Goodbye, you dreamer of dreams. You, poet, know how to live. You hover above the world on wings, plunging at times into the mud, but only to touch it, never to stay. My heart is swelling with the loss of all this. Oh, how painful it is to be human. I want to stay, but I want to go. It is as if wild horses are pulling my heart in two. Goodbye. I carry your cares with me. And for you all,